one of my heroes is Brian Stevenson, who runs the Equal Justice Initiative, and we partnered with his organization with the Reconciliation and Remembrance Commission to collect soil for those who have been lynched and other very significant and very difficult issues that have happened here in the county related to race. But, you know, he got started doing work representing people who had been falsely accused on death row, or people who had been accused, and just trying to help them with their cases. And he has a quote that I think is at the essence of this bill, where he says each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. And that's really a important statement. I think it's at the ethos of this bill, of who we are in Montgomery County. And, you know, we know that was why this was passed years ago, to try to give people an opportunity. We know employment and housing and healthcare, all the things that are important to everyone are especially important if you're formerly incarcerated, when you're coming out in a vulnerable situation. And so this bill, Ms. Wellens will run through it. It makes sure we cover all employers. I have some amendments to make sure that we do to cover both part-time and full-time. It makes sure that one or more employees is covered. But I just think overall, and we'll go through the details, it's really important. I was at a session earlier this year, as I've described, or last year, I guess now, at our jail with a group of folks, returning citizens, folks who were incarcerated currently, and employers, just talking about how much of a challenge this is. And the biggest thing is just trying to get that job, and how much of a leg up that is when you get an opportunity, and removing those barriers. And this was raised as a significant issue of having to feel being pressured, or being asked, or having to disclose this mistake, and just then never getting that call back. And so this will push the time back to when a conditional offer is given, so you at least have a chance to put your best foot forward. And that's so important, especially now, and as we deal with COVID. Our formerly incarcerated individuals were already low income, most of them making $20,000 a year or less prior to being incarcerated. But when they come out, that drops significantly. And I think it's important to note, this is particularly impactful for our Black residents and our residents of color. The unemployment rate, for example, for Black women who exit prison is 43%. You just think about that for a second. And so I think we need to do all that we can to give them a leg up. So I'm really excited. I really appreciate the support to update this, and look forward to discussing the details. But thank you, Mr. Chairman.